Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Okay, we're going to reconvene tonight's April 7th, 2017 Gardena City Council meeting. Madam City Clerk, will you call the roll?
Noting the presence of all council members.
Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, is there anything we need to report from closed session?
No reportable action was taken.
Okay, thank you. Tonight's meeting is going to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, which is being led tonight by Jade and Rico. Please come forward.
Please stand, face the flag, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing, and we'll be led with our invocation by Ms. Joyce Watanabe.
O God, O peoples of the world, the Sun of Truth hath risen to illumine the whole earth and to spiritualize the community of man. This is mercy unalloyed and purest bounty. It is light for the world and all its peoples. It is harmony and fellowship and love and solidarity. Indeed, it is compassion and unity and the end of foreignness. It is the being at one in complete dignity and freedom with all on earth. The Blessed Beauty saith, Ye are all the fruits of one tree, the leaves of one branch. Thus hath he likened this world of being to a single tree, and all its peoples to the leaves thereof, and the blossoms and fruits. It is needful for the bough to blossom, and leaf and fruit to flourish. And upon the interconnection of all parts of the world tree dependeth the flourishing of leaf and blossom, and the sweetness of the fruit. For this reason must all human beings powerfully sustain one another and seek for everlasting life, And for this reason must the lovers of God in this contingent world become the mercies and the blessings sent forth by that clement King of the seen and unseen realms. Let them purify their sight and behold all humankind as leaves and blossoms and fruits of the tree of being. Let them at all times concern themselves with doing a kindly thing for one of their fellows, offering to someone love, consideration, thoughtful help. Let them see no one as their enemy or as wishing them ill, but think of all humankind as their friends, regarding the stranger as a companion, staying free of prejudice, drawing no lines. In this day, the one favored at the threshold of the Lord is he who handeth round the cup of faithfulness, who bestoweth even upon his enemies the jewel of bounty, and lendeth even to his fallen oppressor a helping hand. O ye dear friends, the world is at war, and the human race is in travail and mortal combat. The dark night of hate hath taken over, and the light of good faith is blotted out. The tents of life and joy are down. The faith of the Blessed Beauty is summoning mankind to safety and love, to amity and peace. It hath raised up its tabernacle on the heights of the earth, and directeth its call to all nations. Lift up your voices and sing out the song of the kingdom. Spread far and wide the precepts and counsels of the loving Lord, so that this world will change into another world, and this darksome earth will be flooded with light, so that every soul will ask for immortality through the holy breaths of God. Praise be to God, the one, the merciful, the ever forgiving.
You may be seated. If I could have our two pleasures come back forward again, Jade and Rico. Both Jade and Rico are both, they're brother and sister, Jade and Rico Sierra, and they're both students at Dinker Avenue Elementary School. Jade is a fourth grader, and she participates in the after-school program here at the Nakoka Center. Jade, would you like to say anything? And you can pull the mic towards you.
I just want to say thank you for having me here.
Okay, thank you. And Rico, would you like to say anything?
Thank you for also letting me be here.
Okay, thank you. Now, can you guys tell me who brought you here tonight? Did your parents bring you, or teacher? Or?
My mom brought me here.
And your mom is where? Where's mom? Oh, stand up. Okay. Well, thank you for coming out tonight and bringing the kids. We appreciate you guys for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and thank you for being outstanding students at Dinker Elementary and for being in our after-school program. Thank you again. Next up, go ahead and applaud again. Next up, we have our invocation, which was being led today by Ms. Joyce Watanabe. Please come forward as I read her bio here. Ms. Watanabe's family came to Gardena in 1955. Joyce was on the Gardena High School drill team and marched in the Old Loyalty Day Parade. She graduated with the California Scholarship Federation Gold Seal and went to work at Los Angeles City Hall, where she became secretary to the president of the Board of Public Works. She has designated the Gardena Public Works Department as the beneficiary of her final pension check from the Los Angeles City Employees Retirement System. Joyce became a member of the Baha'i Faith in 1965. She worked at the Baha'i National Headquarters in Illinois and at the International Headquarters in Israel, where she was one of 600 Baha'is from 50 countries. The first Gulf War began at that time, and she carried her gas mask with her everywhere. Later, while living in Northern California, Ms. Watanabe was secretary to the San Francisco Port Director and to the Golden Gate Bridge chief engineer. She retired from college of Marin and returned to her teenage home in Gardena. Since then, she has invited her other South Bay Baha'is to walk in the Gardena Martin Luther King Parade and the Cinco de Mayo parades. Ms. Watanabe writes the newsletter for the Gardena Valley Friends of the Library. In February of 2015, she was honored by the YWCA Gardena Valley with a Woman of the Year Excellence Crimson Award for her dedication efforts as a community volunteer. Ms. Watanabe, would you like to say anything?
Thank you, Mayor Serta. 2017 is not only the 200th anniversary of the birth of Henry David Thoreau, but it is also the 200th anniversary of the birth of the founder of the Baha'i Faith, Baha'u'llah, which is a title meaning splendor of God. In October, Baha'is around the world, and we have Baha'is in every country, will have public events, and everyone is invited. The connection with National Library Week is that Baha'u'llah wrote his own sacred writings that are authenticated so that if anything is unclear, we can go directly to the source for clarification. Thank you for the Library Week proclamation that is on tonight's agenda.
Thank you. And I was just corrected. The correct way your name is Watanabe, so I apologize for the error there. Next up, we have a presentation tonight, and this is from the Alcohol Awareness Month, April 2017. And tonight, this is being accepted by Mr. George Guadique from ADAP. Are you here? Please come forward. You can raise it up some if you like, but that's being presented to you. And as we recognize April as Alcohol Awareness Month, and if you'd like to say anything.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council, and City staff, and all in attendance today. I would like to invite the rest of GDAP here to accept this proclamation as well. If I could have the rest of GDAP come to the front, please. The reason for inviting the rest of GDAP is we are the Adult Prevention Council in Gardena, and the prevention work that happens within the community would be nothing without the rest of the GDAP members. I have Rich Gomez, and are the leader of GDAP, and he'd like to share a few words with you all tonight.
Well, I've been here many times before, as some of you know, but tonight is an extreme privilege on behalf of GDAP and the High School Task Force to accept this beautiful proclamation. And actually, all it does is it serves as a motivator to further our cause of drug prevention in the Gardena community among our youth. So thank you very much for this precious document.
Okay, thank you.
If I would like, I would just like to inform everyone in attendance, including the City Council, Honorable Mayor, and City staff, that at Gardena High School, we will be holding a anti-420 rally. So for those who are not aware, April 20th is a day that marijuana smokers celebrate in the way that they want to call it. You'll probably notice the smell of marijuana in the air in the community that day. The Gardena High School Task Force decided they wanted to hold a rally to oppose specifically drugged driving. So driving under the influence of alcohol, marijuana, or any other drugs. That'll be taking place in front of Gardena High School on April 20th. I believe 7 a.m. We will have a display of 2 car crashes and some statistics sharing data on drug driving crashes. We would like to invite you all to attend. Any community members may attend as well and see the kind of prevention work that GDAP and the High School Task Force participate in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The next proclamation tonight is in the acknowledgement of Gardena Library Week. April 9th through April 15th is designated as Gardena Library Week. And tonight, accepting the proclamation will be Youth Services Librarian Ann Kwok. Please come forward. And either, well, Ms. Persano or yourself, if either would like to say anything.
Yes, I would like to say, Honorable Mayor Serta and members of the council, thank you for this proclamation. It is quite an honor to be able to have this proclamation to say it's National Library Week. One of the things we do want to highlight is that tomorrow we are having a book fair that is taken care of by the LKM sorority group, as well as our Friends of the Library, who's been a great generous donator to our community and all the services that we provide at the library. We also have a plant exchange at the end of this month on April 29th. It's open to all community members. And we have a program that's really good to really encourage children to read. It's called a BARK program, where there's therapy dogs that come in, and the children can come in and read with the dogs, and it kind of encourages them that it's fun and it's enjoyable. So next, I would actually like to invite our president of our Friends of the Library, Eleanor Bersano.
Thank you, Anne. Good evening, Honorable Mayor Serta, City Council members, guests, and fellow members of the Gardena Valley Friends of the Library, which include FOL lifetime members, FOL newsletter editor and tonight's invocation speaker, Joyce Watanabe, FOL secretary, Elaine Bersano, Cheryl Sherman, and members Bert Nakamura and Teddy Madison. What a wonderful proclamation supporting National Library Week. My name is Eleanor Rose Bersano, and I am president of the Gardena Valley Friends of the Library, a growing group of enthused individuals who work closely with the community library manager, Elmita Brown, and youth services librarian, Ann Quach. During National Library Week in 2015, the Mamie Deer Library and us friends celebrated our 50th anniversary. In this, our 52nd year, our Friends of the Library proudly continue supporting the library programs mentioned here this evening by Anne, and many additional programs, which enhance literacy and communication, which encourage a real love of reading and research, which provide opportunities for the acquisition of knowledge, and which promote cultural and artistic understanding. As partners with the library, we help serve children and adults within a safe environment in the community of Gardena and its outreach. There is an important quote from Benjamin Franklin on the library's front brick wall, which states, "An investment in knowledge pays the best dividend. An investment in knowledge pays the best dividend." The Mamie Deer Library is just next door to this City Hall. We invite all present here this evening to visit the library soon, where he can also enjoy the beautiful Japanese garden. Thank you, Mayor Serta and City Council. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we appreciate all that you do in bringing awareness at Gardena Mamie Deer Library and just getting more of our young people out to read. So thank you again for that. Next up, we have item number 4C1. Mr. City Manager, would you like to read that?
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, this is the time each year where the City Council does reorganize the selection of the Mayor Pro Tem. The council has in your packet, this is selection to serve from April 2017 to April of 2018. History of Mayor Pro Tem back to 1956 is presented for council. So tonight it'd be appropriate to appoint the next Mayor Pro Tem for the next year, 2017, April 2017 to April 2018.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'd like to just begin by making an appointment here. I think I would think it'd be best to appoint Councilmember Dan Medina as our next Mayor Pro Tem. Now, I don't know if, do we need to do a formal vote for this? Do we need to have the second? We do? Okay. Can I get a second to that?
Second.
Okay. Madam City Clerk, I made the motion to appoint Councilman Dan Medina as our Mayor Pro Tem, and it was seconded by Councilmember Tanaka. Will you call the roll?
Madam Mayor Serta,
Yes.
Councilmember Tanaka,
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Medina.
Yes.
You can vote for yourself. And Councilmember Cascanian.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, I do have one question. Mr. City Manager, would it be appropriate at this time for everybody to...
Be seated at the
seats?
next council meeting, at the
We'll
April
switch.
council meeting. No, they'll switch chairs.
Okay.
No, no.
We'll have it all figured out by the next
Yeah,
meeting here.
the council seating policy is the Mayor Pro Tem to the right of the mayor, most senior member to the left of the mayor,
And then,
least senior member at your far left of the mayor.
got it. Okay, sounds good. So next, we're going to go up to item number 4C2, and that is the reorganization of council assignments. Mr. City Manager?
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, also at the time of the reorganization of the Mayor Pro Tem of the Council, it's time to make those assignments to your outside organizations as delegates and alternates. Staff has presented Council with proposed delegate and alternate assignments to outside city committees and commissions for Council consideration.
Okay, so I'm assuming that all of my colleagues have had the opportunity to look over their council assignments, and if you guys are okay with this, unless there's any discussion, objection? Now, do we need to take a vote on this, yes or no?
Yes, you also need to certify this because a couple of these agencies require us to certify who was appointed to them.
Okay, can I get a motion? Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Medina.
I'm sorry, Madam Mayor. I just wanted to see if I could trade with Councilman Cascanian as far as the Southern California Association of Governments. Or Councilman Henderson, because I'm on the regional board there and also two different agencies that transportation and economic development.
You want me to give me COG and you take?
No, that's COG is the Council of Governments. This is the Southern California.
Okay. No, I know. I'm saying so. I only have a ICA and youth services. You want youth services and?
No, as an I guess I would have to trade with
Yeah.
Mr. Cascanian.
Yeah.
And which one would you be giving up? Which seat would you give up? Which meeting would you be giving up at that time?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You got to
Think
give
maybe
up
we should-
something to get something,
I think we
Councilman.
might
right,
need to
yeah.
leave this as is.
Okay, we'll just leave it as it is.
And next year, if you would like to take on more tasks, then we can give that to you at that time. So can I get a motion to accept the job assignments as they are?
So move.
Second? Okay. Madam City Clerk, motion was made by Councilman Henderson and seconded by Councilman Cascanian. Will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Henderson. Yes. Councilmember Cascanian.
Oh.
What's that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Councilmember Medina.
Yes.
Councilmember Tanaka.
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. Okay, next up is item number 4C3, and this is council appointments and commissions. Does any member of the council have anybody they would like to appoint to any commissions, committees, boards, or advisory committees at this time?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I do have some appointments for commissions and board members and committees. If you allow me, I can announce the names, and I will ask the...
Just announce the names at this time.
Okay. All right. As far as Human Service Commission, Mr. Sean Dixon.
Okay.
Planning and Environmental Quality Commission, Mr. Dale Pierce. Recreation and Parks Commission, Terry Haas. Senior Citizen Commission, Marta Kursky. Gardena Beautification, Esther Trujillo. Gardena Economic Development Committee, Mr. Carlos Lifosju. Gardena Rent Mediation Board, Landlord Representative, Cal Solanki. And Gardena Rent Mediation Board, Tenant Representative, Jane Hall. And Gardena Mediation Board at Large, Jasmine Limon. And Gardena Business Advisory Council, Mr. Robert Kwan. That's all.
Okay, I'm sorry. You had two people for the Guardian Advisory Committee. There,
No.
Robert Kwan, and I'm sorry, there was a Jasmine?
Mr. Kwan. No,
Jasmine is for
Jasmine
rent
is
mediation
the
at
rent
large.
mediation at large.
There's no name there. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should have been handed out tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, was that all?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any
That's
other
right.
council members who would like to make an appointment tonight?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I have two.
Go ahead.
Recreation Parks Commission, Mr. Woods Woolline Jr., and the Gardena Rent Mediation Board, Bert Nakamura.
Okay, thank you. So we have a lot of appointees at this time right now. Can I get a motion to, for somebody to make a motion to appoint those who were mentioned tonight?
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Councilmember Medina and seconded by Councilmember Tanaka. Will you call the roll?
Councilmember Medina.
Yes.
Councilmember Tanaka.
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Cascanian.
Yes.
And Mayor Serta.
Yes. Now, because a couple of these positions are sworn-in positions, I'm going to ask if Sean Dixon for the Human Services Commission could please come forward. If Planning Commissioner Dale Pierce could please come forward. And also Terry Haas and Woods Woolwine from Recreation and Parks could come forward. And immediately after the swearing in, we're going to do a group swearing in here. But immediately after that, those who were mentioned here today, who just got appointed, if you would like to say something at that time, you'll be given the opportunity to come forward at that time. And I apologize, I missed Martha Kurtzy from the Senior Citizens Commission. Please come forward.
The execution of this oath is required by Article 20, Section 3 of the Constitution of the United States. I
I, Dale Pierce,
I, Sean Dixon.
I, Terry Haas.
I, Woods R. Woolwine Jr.
I, Martha Kirksey.
repeat after me, do solemnly affirm
Do solemnly affirm
that I will support
that I will support
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the United States
The Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will
that I will
bear true faith
bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California.
that I take this obligation freely
I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and I will well
and faithfully
and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am
About to enter. Subscribed and sworn to me this 28th day of March. 11th of April. I'm looking at the wrong, I'm sorry. It's on here accidentally. The 11th day of April, 2017. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to sign our documents. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You can hang around just for a moment. I need you to sign. Take that file over here and we're going to sign some documents.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
same to you.
While they're signing their official certificates, I would also like to invite those others tonight who were reappointed back to boards, and some of you, first opportunity, the option if you'd like to say something. And I'm just read the names here: Sean Dixon, Dale Pierce, Terry Haas, Woods Woolwine, Martha Kirksey, Esther Trujillo, Carlos Lefosho, Kalpesh Solanki, Bert Nakamura, Jane Hall, Robert Kwan, and Jasmine Lyman. If you would like to say anything, you have the microphone. If you'd like to make any comments here.
My comment will be short. Excuse me for my outfit. I coach a lot. And so, but I just want to invite all of you to breakfast with the Easter Bunny on Saturday. It should be a lot of fun. And I hope you all come. Thank you very much. I appreciate the appointment again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, City Council and Madam Mayor. I'm Terry Haas, and I'm on the Recreation and Parks Commission, thanks to Councilman Cascanian. And I just wish to say that I am delighted to be able to continue serving our city on this commission. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, it was about a month ago I was here and I was saying goodbye. But Mr. Art twisted my arm. So, thank you. I will try to bring all the new senior citizens up to par so that I can once again come back and say goodbye.
Thank you.
And I'll also keep it brief. I'd just like to say I'm honored for the nomination and appointment, and I'm looking forward to working for the city. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's give a hand to everybody who just got appointed today. Thank you in advance for all your hard work and service. Next up is our consent calendar. And does any member of the council have any item that they would like to pull from the consent calendar? If not, can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar as is?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. We had a motion made by Councilmember Medina and seconded by Councilmember Cascanian. Madam City Clerk, will you call the roll?
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Councilmember Kaskanian,
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Tanaka,
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. And let's see, next would be Planning and Environmental Quality Commission, but there's nothing to report there. So next we move on to oral communications. It looks like we have 9 speakers tonight, and the first one being Cody Bridges, and the second will be Wanda Love. And I just want to remind everybody that you have 3 minutes to speak, and I believe when the yellow light comes on, that's your 2-minute warning. So when the red light comes on, your time is up, and finish your last statement at that time. So first up will be Cody Bridges, and following that will be Wanda Love.
Good evening, Mayor Serta, Council, City staff, Gardena residents. My name is Cody Bridges. I'm here as a representative of Assemblymember Al Marasucci. I just wanted to come by tonight and give you guys an update on what the Assemblymember is doing in Sacramento. His top legislative priority right now is to make the Torrance Refinery safer for everyone. And while the Torrance Refinery is not in Gardena, obviously, an explosion could impact the entire city of Gardena. So it is very important. There is a package of 5 bills. The first one is 1645. It would ban the use of hydrofluoric acid in refineries. And the next 4 are just common sense legislation that would increase the number of inspectors at the refinery, increase air quality monitors, that sort of thing. Besides the Torrance Refinery, the Assembly member has introduced 2 bills that would increase funding for our schools. He's also introduced a bill that would provide free legal services to veterans and their families that could not otherwise afford it, and a host of other bills that would increase public safety, support economic development, and support community health care. If you have any questions, please feel free to come up to me. If not, you can also visit the district office in Torrance at the corner of Hawthorne and Lomita.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Medini had a question?
Yes, you named off all these bills, but no numbers.
Sure. Which number would you like? Or
The
all of them?
veterans.
The veterans bill is AB 360. That is currently in the Judiciary Policy Committee.
Okay, so it hasn't been passed yet.
No.
Oh, so all these are bills that he submitted but haven't been passed.
Yes, sir. They are in policy committees right now.
Ah, okay.
It's very early on in the process.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Next up is Wanda Love, and then after that is Kimberly Haddon.
Good evening, Madam Tasha Serta, Mayor Tasha Serta, Council. I am here to talk to you guys about the upcoming events that the Chamber is hosting. And even though I didn't win the election, I like to have fun and enjoy life regardless. So the Chamber is hosting a meet and greet celebration of the 2017 elected officials, but this event is extended to all council, all city management and department heads. It will be held on May the 4th, Thursday evening from 6 to 8. This is open to the public. It is strictly a meet and greet celebration. I think it's an opportunity, a great opportunity to invite the community, both resident and business community, out to just meet our elected officials and our city leaders. There will be no agenda, no program. Each council member will have an opportunity to speak to the crowd. We are getting RSVP, so I hope you guys can attend. I also gave to you guys a few of the other announcement flyers that we're hosting. Our 4th annual Outstanding Women's Award Luncheon, where we recognize 15 women in the community that go above and beyond what they get paid to do. These women dedicate a lot of time and service to the community and deserve to be recognized. So they get recognition from state and federal elected officials, and hopefully we can see you guys at this 4th annual Outstanding Women's Award Luncheon. I've also given each one of you guys a booklet on the Chamber to inform you guys what the Chamber does and the benefits of a Chamber and how the Chamber and the city can work together and get some things accomplished and move forward. And there's a few other flyers. I still have some of the flyers, so if anybody in the city, in the audience want to attend the meet and greet, there will be light refreshments served, so I hope you guys can make it.
Okay, thank you. Next up is Kimberly Hatton, and following that is Benjamin Butler.
Good evening, Mayor Serta and elected officials and residents of Gardena. News and updates from Sarah High School. Congratulations to our girls basketball team. They are league champions and we are proud of them. Our sophomore Alexis Tucker is named the 2017 Daily Breeze Girl Basketball Player of the Year. Congratulations, Alexis. Bernard McCrumbie is named head boys basketball coach. He was serving as our interim coach. So we congratulate him as he starts his legacy as our head basketball coach at our school. We had our inaugural Grandparents' Day on March 26th, and nearly 100 grandparents attended the first-time event, and the overwhelming response was one of happiness and joy. Sarah High School is hosting the second annual Cavalier Golf Classic on Friday, May 5th at the Fun to Play Chester, Washington Golf Course. The format will be an 18-hole scramble, and tournament is expected to sell out. Check-in and putting contest will start the festivities at 11 a.m. A shotgun start is scheduled for 1 p.m. Proceeds from the tournament benefit Sarah's Vital Tuition Assistance Program. So for you golfers out there, if you'd like more information, please let me know, and it is on our website. CJ Fernandez has been selected as a recipient of the 2017 Gardena Police Foundation College Scholarship. We are very proud of him boasting a 4.4, I believe, GPA, and he has been accepted to Loyola Marymount University on a partial scholarship, academic and athletic. So congratulations to CJ. Registration. Want to be a Cavalier? Well, prospective freshmen and transfer students and families are invited to experience Sarah High School firsthand. Go to our website to find out information on how you can do a ride day and, of course, to register as a future Cavalier. April 22nd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. will be our 7th annual car show. Classic car show. So with that, if you're a fan of classic cars, please come out and join us on April 22nd. For more news and updates from Sarah High School, please visit us at our website. And on behalf of our principal, Mr. Jeff Guzman, we say thank you and peace and blessings to all.
Okay, thank you. Next up is Benjamin Butler, and then following that is Joyce Watanabe.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the council, and congratulations on your election winning for the winners. Okay, I want to once again talk about the speeding cars on 147th Street between Crenshaw and Van Ness. My wife and I walk our dog up on 147th 3 or 4 times a day. Children play along that street. High schoolers come from Sarah High School and they walk along that street. And the cars actually use that speedway as their own personal speedway from Crenshaw to 147th. And today we were walking along and we saw somebody cross the double yellow line and go into they were going west and they crossed the double line and went east, and the other they crossed the line and went east, and the other cars were coming that way. So they just made it around there. Could have been a bad accident. I've never seen that. So there's a lot of problems over there, and there's going to be somebody's going to get hurt over there. And I'd like to emphasize that we need more control over there for these speeding cars. I've been up here 3 or 4 times, and I've said the same thing. So I hope the new council members will take into consideration what I'm talking about, and other people have these thoughts in their mind. That once again, these cars act like it's their own personal speedway, and in the morning they really go very fast down there. Okay, thank you very much for hearing me.
Okay, Mr. Butler, thank you for giving us that information. Have you spoken with the chief prior?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Okay, Mr. City Manager, if we could follow up with Mr. Butler, and if I could get a report back in regards to what's going on with that situation, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, may I, through you?
Can you hold it to the remarks?
Okay, it was just a
Okay.
quick one back to Mr. Butler.
Okay, Mr. Butler, hopefully you'll stick around, and he can, Councilman Tanaka can mention some suggestions during his closing remarks. Next up, we have Joyce Watanabe, and then after that, Gloria Gray.
Mayor Serta and new and continuing members of the Gardena City Council, I am Joyce Watanabe, and I want a Trader Joe's in Gardena, please. Specifically at the now vacant Gen X store on Normandy Avenue at Redondo Beach Boulevard. I was a customer at Gen X, and 40 years ago, my mother and I were customers when it was Clark's Drugstore. Now I want to be a customer at Trader Joe's there instead of going to Torrance and Manhattan Beach. I know Avon's is near that location. Our new council member, Kaskanian, campaigned that he would bring new business to Gardena. So here's the opportunity. Please, a Trader Joe's at Normandy and Redondo Beach Boulevard. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Gloria Gray, and then after that is Jennifer Harris.
Good evening, Mayor Serta and council members, city manager, the clerk, and staff, and members of the public. My name is Gloria Gray. I'm a board member on the West Basin Municipal Water District Board. I'm here to bring greetings tonight from the board. Just briefly, West Basin is a wholesaler of water. We sell water to cities and also to private water companies, purveyors. The city of Gardena is in our service area. Our service area is very diverse. It goes all the way to West Hollywood, to Carson, to most of the beach cities, Culver City, City of Inglewood. So it's a very diverse service area. We have about 1 million people in the service area. But I'm here tonight for a very special reason. I'm here to really acknowledge and congratulate the new mayor of this city and the new council members. I also would like to acknowledge the fact that this city certainly has great community leaders and all of those who were involved in the election. Dan Medina has been a friend to West Basin, so certainly want to congratulate him and Mark Henderson for also running in the race. I know Wanda Love was one of the folks running for the council members, but it just really reflects the community, the leaders in this community, and so I really want to congratulate everyone. Don Deere actually is your director for this area, and so he brings specific greetings also. But again, it's my pleasure to do this because West Basin, of course, water is a real big issue in this state, and we really would like to work with the council on any water issues that really is reflective of what we do at West Basin. And so one of the things that we really focusing on is developing local projects. And even though the governor has lifted the state of emergency for water here in the state, we really have to look at sustainability. And so part of our water portfolio is recycled water. We have a great plant in El Segundo. We've recycled over 160 billion gallons of water since it's been there. Water conservation is certainly one of the areas that we're very good at, and I'm sure a lot of the folks here in this city have taken advantage of some of the water saving programs that we do have. Ocean desal is something that this board is looking at, my board is looking at, and so, but the message I want to leave with you in terms of what we're doing at West Basin is that it's very important to develop local resources because most of our water is imported here to Southern California, so we really have to develop our own resources. And so now it's my pleasure to congratulate First, I would like to congratulate the mayor. Am I pushing something?
Go ahead, go ahead.
And I'm not going to read the full thing, but proclamation, because Tasha is really has lived here for a long time, so we have a long kind of a bio of her. But I will just start out by saying, whereas Tasha Serta was appointed to the City Council on September 22nd of 2009, then elected to continue as a member of the council in March of 2011, and has served as Mayor Pro Tem from 2010 to 2011, 2014, and 2015. Tasha Serta grew up in Gardena, and her passion and love for Gardena motivated her to offer fresh new ideas to fight crime and to proceed with the city's economic renewal. I'll go to the very last paragraph because it's very lengthy. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed on this 11th day of April 2017, as the director of the West Basin Municipal Water District, I hereby congratulate Tasha Serta on her election to the city of Gardena as mayor. And Tasha, are you the first woman mayor?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, that's correct.
All right.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I actually know at least three of you guys on the council. I've known you for years, and I really do appreciate your community service and your service to this community, because Inglewood borders Gardena, and so we're really sister cities. So thank you, all of you, for your work, and I look forward to working with the two new council members. And so right now, I'd like to present from West Basin Municipal Water District with congratulations to Councilmember Art Kashkanian. West Basin Municipal Water District Board of Directors presents this congratulatory certificate in honor of your recent electoral victory as council member for the city of Gardena, and it's signed Gloria Gray, April 11th. So congratulations to you. And last but not least, Mr. Tanaka, West Basin congratulates council member Rodney Tanaka. West Basin presents this congratulatory certificate in honor of your recent electoral victory as council member for the city of Gardena, and it's signed Gloria Gray, April 11, 2017. So congratulations to all of you.
Thank you very much for that. We definitely appreciate that here and
Thank
look
you.
forward to continue working with the West Basin in the future. So thank you. Next up, we have Jennifer Harris, and then after that is Cheryl Sherman.
Hello, Jen Harris. I'm going to scoot this up. And I have some copies for the council. So I have 4 different events to talk to you all about, and you have 3 flyers in front of you. So I'll go in order of date. So on Wednesday, April 26th, the El Camino Lions Club, we will be having our 40th anniversary and community recognition. So you all have received, I dropped off flyers for Nancy. For our community recognition, we will be honoring our newest commissioner, our Human Services Commissioner, Detective Sean Dixon, and so with Gardena PD. And so we will be honoring him as our community recognition honoree. And we want to make sure that we invite the folks in the community and also council to attend. It will be at the Toyota Auto Museum. 6 p.m. will be our social hour. And then at 6:30, we'll begin the program and also dinner. Tickets are now $40. And there are meal choice between chicken, meatloaf, cod, or pasta primavera for those folks that are vegetarian. So we are taking reservations. You can contact myself, Jen Harris, at 310-903-6708. If you'd like to RSVP. And please RSVP so we make sure we have enough food. Secondly, we will be having our 2nd annual Drugs Kill Dreams Youth Summit. This year it will be at Levy Adult School in the city of Torrance. And with our Youth Summit, we have a lot of different workshops that the students can attend. And I'd like to thank Mayor Serta for agreeing to be our keynote speaker this year. Last year, we had Lieutenant Mike Safel from Gardena PD as our keynote speaker. So we will be providing breakfast and lunch and also having workshops that focus on alcohol and other drugs, life skills, college and career readiness, and healthy alternatives to using drugs. And it is open to anyone between the ages of 11 to 18. There is a registration form, and they can also contact myself, Jen Harris, at 310-903-6708. Also on April 29th from 10 to 2 p.m., we will be having a prescription drug take back here at Gardena PD and also at Torrance PD. And lastly, on Saturday, May 13th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Nakoka Center, we will be having our Rise Above South Bay's Youth Got Talent show, and it's for anyone in the ages or within the grades of 5th grade to 12th grade. You can perform, and you can also register to come to the event. So please contact me, 310-903-6708. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And next up is Cheryl Sherman, and after that is Charlotte Lynch.
Good evening, Mayor Serta and council members. Cheryl Sherman, Vice President of Friends of Gardena Willows Wetland Preserve. This coming Saturday, come one, come all. Volunteers, we're looking for you. From 8 to 11, it's our monthly volunteer work day. Students, if you need community service hours, come. I love to sign off for community service hours. We can give you 3 of them real quick on Saturday. Also, if you happen to need extra community service hours, if 3's not enough, this week I will be, for spring break, I will be giving up every day my precious time of joining students in the preserve to help them with community service hours. So if you'd like to get more community service hours, give me a call, 310-217-0681, and I will be happy to assist you in making that, you fulfill that requirement. I also want to remind everyone that the 4th Saturday of the month, April 22nd, the preserve will be open to the public from 1 to 4 for our 4th Saturday stroll. And this is a wonderful opportunity to just come and enjoy the preserve. And right now it is wonderful. It is so full of flowers. It's really nice. And lastly, I would like to invite everyone that would be interested in giving a donation that costs you nothing. Did you hear that? Costs you nothing. Give a donation that costs you nothing to the Gardena Willows Wetland Preserve. You can get information from City Hall, the library, our website, www.gardenawillows.org, and I also have flyers in the back of the room. And I'll just tell you that it's through Amazon or Ralph's and Food for Less. So for more information, there's flyers available, and it's a great way to help us at the same time as you're making a purchase, and it doesn't cost you a penny. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Next up is, excuse me, Charlotte Lynch.
Good evening, Mayor Serta, council members, returning council members, city staff, and residents who may be present or are listening in. Before I speak to a couple of subjects, I've given the go-ahead to use 6 minutes instead of just 3 minutes, but I don't believe it's going to take that long. I want to congratulate you all. I think that there's a lot of work to be done and a lot of great work to continue, because we have come a long distance and we will continue on that path. As many of you know, I am a very, very strong advocate of Neighborhood Watch. And three things that I've tried to always promote are public safety, quality of life, and getting to know your city. By that I mean the services and resources available to each of us. Here in Gardena, you as elected officials have been elected to represent all of the residents of Gardena. You do not represent a specific district, such as in some of our other neighboring cities. And because you have been elected and are residents of Gardena, I would ask that you become involved in the Neighborhood Watch program. Attend the meetings that are being held in each district, listen to their issues or their positive contributions that they may have. You are the people that represent our people. And without listening to them, you may not know what their issues are. It can prevent a lot of chaos up here at Oral Communications or saying things that they really don't mean on various websites or Twitter or next door neighbors, so forth and so on, because a lot of bad information gets passed on. And to me, understanding and giving out correct information is so vital to our great city. So on that note, we can continue on a positive, productive one and become more involved to strengthen our ties. We as residents need to get to know our representatives, and you being able to get to know your residents. So I really encourage you to come out to our Neighborhood Watch meetings. I know it can be time consuming, but it can be very, very informative. They can hear from you and you can hear from them. The other subject that I have is coyotes. We know that there are coyotes, lots of them in Torrance. They've come down from the hill. There's numerous coyote sightings in El Camino Village and around the college. I am here to ask if we have a program here in the city of Gardena relative to coyote sightings, killings, whatever. It's gotten into my neighborhood. As close as Manhattan Beach and Perchie. A young lady who was out walking her dog in the morning at 5:30 sighted a coyote. Over on 149th and Gramercy, there was a dog that was killed at 5 o'clock in the morning. I since have locked our dog up at night. Some of the neighbors are stating that these coyotes are intrigued with feral cats. And I think we all know that we have a lot of feral cats. I think that's another issue that we have here in the city, and that needs to be addressed. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, thank you. Next up is item number 8B1, Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, presented for council approval is a professional services agreement with Uniplan Engineering, Inc. for design, construction management, and inspection services for local streets overlay projects in 2017 in the amount of $82,360. Uniplan Engineering of Carson, California, is a design and management inspection project for the installation of curb ramps, overlay of approximately 610,000 square feet of pavement with asphalt rubber hot mix to repair deteriorated seats. It also includes the design management to ensure that all work is done per the plans and specification. Uniplan has provided design services to the city for the past improvement projects through competitive bidding and has performed well in all those duties. Uniplan Inc. is a civil engineering design construction management firm with over 25 years of experience. They will be required to meet all the applicable city contracting requirements. Uniplan will augment the capacity of Public Works Engineering Division of the General Services Department. They will be responsible for the design, construction management, and inspection of the project. The total project is $1,500,000, funded with gas tax fund. This design contract is $82,360.
Okay, thank you. Does any member of the council have any questions or comments? Councilmember Medina?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Manager, this doesn't pertain to any of the recycling budgetary restrictions that we have as far as fees are concerned, because they're not going to be hauling anything away, correct?
No, this is the design portion. This isn't the construction portion. This is just the
Okay.
design.
Thank you.
Councilmember Henderson?
Mr. City Manager, in regards to the advertisement for the services, where do we advertise for these services?
The standard advertising for construction design is done through the Dodge Report and the other trade publications.
Does anybody else have any questions or comments? If not, can I get a motion to approve item number 8B1?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Medina and seconded by Councilman Tanaka. Yes. Do you mind doing the roll call? Thank you.
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Councilmember Tanaka,
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Kaskanian,
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. Next up is item number 8B2. This is a public hearing regarding conditional use permit 816. Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, this is a public hearing. A call for review by council, at that time, council member, now Mayor Serta, of commission action on the denial of conditional use permit number 8-16 to operate a new massage establishment per section 18.46030 sub C sub 28 of the municipal code in the commercial mixed use overlay parking C2/MUP zone and directing staff to file a notice of exemption. The council action required tonight is to open the public hearing, receive the testimony, then to direct staff to prepare a resolution reflecting the council's decision on the review.
Okay, since this is I'm sorry, were you finished?
No, I'm just starting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But you can open the public hearing after the staff report if you want.
Okay, this is a public hearing, so the hearing has
May I
now
point
been.
out that Councilman Kaskanian will not be participating in this
That's correct.
because he
Was a
was a
planning
member of the
commissioner.
Planning Commission at the time the decision was made.
So I can be
Okay.
excused and go to the back room.
That's
That's
correct.
correct. Sorry.
All right, thank you.
Okay, since this is a public hearing, we're opening the hearing now.
On August 26, 2016, the applicant submitted documentation for a conditional use permit. On January 17, 2017, the Planning Environmental Quality Commission held a public hearing, directed staff to prepare a resolution formally denying CUP number 8-16. On February 21st of 2017, the Planning Commission Environmental Quality did approve resolution number PC 1-17 denying CUP number 8-16. On February 28th, then Councilwoman Serta called for review for the Planning Environmental Commission action, specifically citing parking, overconcentration, business plan, and past police activity at massage establishments. Presented above in that area outlined in red, is red dot being the location of the business and the surrounding zones. I think most are familiar with the Seoul Shopping Center. Once again, the vicinity map. In surrounding uses, the project site is C2, mixed use parking, neighborhood commercial mixed use overlay retail shopping center. To the north is C2, MU, neighborhood commercial mixed use overlay and automotive repair and multifamily residential. To the south, C3, MU, and R1, general commercial, mixed-use overlay, low residential. It's a medical office and single-family residential. To the east is R1, low residential, single-family residential. And to the west, C3, multi-use overlay and general retail. As way of reference, some site photos. View of the shopping center. This one being from Southwestern Avenue. The project is to request and operate a new massage establishment in an existing shopping center. The established size is 598 square feet, 3 rooms, 3 beds, 3 saunas. Requested hours of operation Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Layout of the 598 square feet, showing the beds and the sauna areas. A conditional use permit is required for massage establishments where clients will disrobe in individual rooms, as GMC Section 1846.030 C28. The project will not include any exterior improvement. It's not expected to have any traffic impacts. The dots on this map represent the other massage establishments within the city. There are 7 non-exempt massage establishments citywide. Additional massage establishments not expected to. The addition of this massage is not expected to cause an overconcentration. Subject establishment will meet all the permitting requirements of the Municipal Code, Chapter 5.48. This next map shows the sensitive preceptors, that being churches and schools as well as parks located near the establishment. General plan consistency. The Economic Development Plan Goal 1 is to promote growing and diverse business community that provides jobs, goods, and services for local and regional market and maintains a sound tax base for the city. Encourage diversification of businesses to support the local economy and provide a stable revenue stream. The project is categorically exempt from provisions of the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to Guideline 15301 in an existing facility. Proposed project is not subject to any of the exceptions to the exemptions. Public notice was provided in the GVN on March 30th to all owners and occupants within 300 feet of the project site. Staff recommendation is to open the public hearing, receive testimony from the public, and direct staff to prepare a resolution to approve CUP 8-16, or direct staff to prepare a resolution upholding the Planning Commission denial of CUP number 8-16. One of the questions asked of staff to include within the council packet that is not in the PowerPoint, I would like to point out, and that's relative to existing businesses and police activity. Since 2014, within the 9 establishments within the city, there have been 21 arrests, 12 violations of municipal code for various activities. Several of those businesses that were cited with violations and arrests have closed, and one is currently on probation. It gives the status of police activity at existing massage establishments that are licensed pursuant to the city's municipal code and state requirements for certified technicians. I believe the applicant and her representative are present tonight. If there are any specific questions from council, I'll take them now.
Okay, Councilmember Medina?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. City Manager, you say there's one with probation. On the chart it shows two. You are correct. Okay.
You're correct. I misread that. There
Okay.
are two currently on probation, and the one that closed, well, actually, the one that closed represented almost 25% of the arrests came from one location.
Yeah, I saw that. Thank you.
Okay, does any other council member have any questions at this time before I bring up the applicant? No? Okay. At this time, I'm going to bring the applicant forward. I believe the representative is Yu Kim speaking tonight.
Hello, Mayor Serta. Hello, City Council. Besides what was presented on there, I guess what I can say is we are aware that there is another massage establishment in the same plaza, but I addressed this issue before in the Planning Commission meeting that my mother wants to run a business that's catered towards female customers. This kind of business that's done by people with esthetician licenses is popular in the city of Los Angeles. Gardena, however, I don't think is that popular because my mother looks for those types of jobs, but she cannot find any here. All the jobs that she found for an esthetician's type of massage and skincare work happens to be in Los Angeles. So she wants to work here, and that location just happens to be close to where we live as well. Service description-wise, I mean, it's, I guess I could say facelifting, face and belly fat loss, all body massage, but in terms of like sensitivity and skincare. And that's a little bit different from the massage that's provided in the same massage establishment in the same plaza, where you just walk in, you say, I want a massage, and they'll just give it to you. My mother wants to do a business where you specifically tell them where you might be hurting or where you kind of, if you want like a belly loss or like arm fat loss. So she would give you like a special type of like massage. That's pretty much what makes it different from the existing massage establishment. That's about it.
Okay, thank you. Are there, okay, Mayor Pro Tem Medina.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Sir, when you say a specific massage, are you speaking in terms like deep tissue massage, or is she medically qualified to give these types of massages? Because my wife goes through therapy. She has a few dislocated, herniated discs, and when she goes to therapy, there's specific types of massages that are made, deep tissue as well as some of the other types of massages. And I'm just wondering if is that the vein that she's taking, and is she medically qualified to do that?
She does have the license, and she is medically qualified to do the things that she does. But in terms of what you're asking, the specific, the discs, and I'm not exactly sure if she is qualified for that. But she did take the esthetician's license exam, and she did pass it. So.
Okay, any other questions? No? Well, I have a couple of them. So is this the first time your mother is opening a business where she owns it here?
Yes.
And has she done this sort of work before?
All the time, yes.
Okay. Now, and this question is for the city manager. The other massage facility that's located in the same shopping center there, is it for men and women like this facility, or is it men only?
It's pretty much men only.
Oh.
Soul Sauna, while they might say, I'm not aware that there are female patrons going into Soul Sauna.
Is your facility going to be women only or women and men?
Yes, it's women only.
Women only?
Yes, even on the lease agreement for the contract, the land lease, it says women only.
Okay, women only. Now, I noticed when I was reading through the Planning Commission notes, there was some opposition from some of the other tenants there, and it was said that there wasn't enough parking in that facility there. And after the staff reviewed this here, it seems that there was enough parking, for the business to be there. But one of the other things I was wondering was when you guys first saw the ad for this particular spot, the leasing agent, did they say that there was going to be any problems as far as parking, or that a massage business
No,
wouldn't be permitted, that sort
No.
of problem?
they did not.
They did not, okay. Because I'm kind of trying to understand why the Planning Commission denied this particular item here, because it seems like you guys are going after a different group. The other massage facility is catered more to men, and it seems like yours is catered more towards women here. Councilman Tanaka?
I read through this whole package 3 times because I used to work massage parlors as a policeman, and I know what they do in massage parlors. So reading this, I'm not sure if your mom's kind of like doing an acupressure or whatever it is, but the staff report says that there's not a problem with this project. And I read the comments from the people that are against it, and then I saw a bunch of signatures for people that are for it. And I'm still kind of, I'm in your court. I don't understand why this was brought up to us by the Planning Commission. Because it just seems like they're trying to do a business, and if the business doesn't do well, it's going to fail. And they'll end up going away. But I just don't see where the problem lies within this report.
Mr. City Manager, one other question I have. This business is going to be from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. The other massage business, do we know what the hours are there?
It's by municipal code,
10 to 10. Okay. Are there any other questions or comments here? No. Okay, so at this time here, we have 2 options here. Either we can uphold the Planning Commission's.
It is a public hearing. If there's any
I'm
other
sorry.
members of the public.
We need to close the public.
No, you need to first ask the clerk if
Oh,
there
I'm
is anybody
sorry.
else who wants to speak.
Thank you. Madam City Clerk, is there anybody else who would like to speak on this item?
No, we do not have any other individuals wishing to speak on this subject.
Okay,
close it
thank you.
now.
And now I'll close the public hearing. Okay, so the hearing has now been closed. And at this time, we as a council here have the decision to either uphold the Planning Commission's decision to deny this, or we can make a motion to overturn the Commission's denial. So at this time,
I would like to make a motion to overturn the commission's denial. And you seem to start a unique business that isn't too popular around the cities, surrounding cities. And I think it would benefit the ladies as well, because there's a lot of, and I'm only speaking from experience, there's a lot of physical therapy that charge an arm and a leg for probably the same type of massage that you can give. Hopefully it's the deep tissue style and the acupressure style that would help women in general, as opposed to catering to the men. So I would move that we overturn the Planning Commission's motion.
okay, is there a second?
I'd like to second that motion, and what I'd like to add to that in reading the report, I think all of us read the report a number of times. There was nothing in there that really stated why this would be a negative, other than there was no real parking issue. It seems to target a specific demographic group, and we also want to promote small businesses where we can. And as my colleague, Councilman Tanaka said, if it's not successful, then the business will move forward. So at this time, I'll second it because of that issue right there.
Okay, so at this time, we're going to take a vote here. Madam City Clerk, a motion was made by Mayor Pro Tem Medina and seconded by Councilmember Henderson. Will you call the roll, please?
Okay. Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Tanaka,
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. Okay.
Members of the City Council, at the next City Council meeting, there will be a resolution of the City Council stating the overturning of the Planning Commission and approving CUP number 8-16.
Okay.
So that will appear on April 25th.
Okay, thank you very much. And if we could have our Sergeant at Arms get Councilmember Cascanian.
Good luck to you in your business.
Yes, definitely. Next up is item number 8D1. Mr. City Manager.
Boy, Board Member Gray left? She didn't know this was on the agenda? Apparently not. Okay. I thought you might be able to. Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, this is a request to approve the installation of the recycled water system at Arthur Johnson Memorial Park. I'm sure that Councilman Medina can clarify for me how many years this has been in the works of trying to get it, since the original recycled line was run from the Hyperion plant in El Segundo to the now Tesoro refinery in the city of Carson. At that time, we tried to get West Basin to bring recycled water to the city's park because it was just a short reach away. After several years and then some grants and some cohorting of the nursery and Gardena High School, we now have, after Normandy was torn up, we now have recycled water available for use of irrigating at Johnson Park. What's before the council tonight is the reworking of the system at Arthur Johnson Park to allow for the recycled water use. The installation of separate backflow devices, new backflow devices for the potable water, compared to the installation requirement for the recycled water. Cost of this project is approximately $60,000, be paid for park in lieu fees. Within the detail, you will see that the potable water is potable water is more than the recycled water, and then you've got about a 10-year payback of this. But in terms of what's good for community, what's good for city promoting the environment, this is a project long in the waiting that now requires us to expend this money to accept the water line that is at the edge of the park.
Okay. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Councilmember, Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Mayor. To clarify the time frame, I started doing this in 2006 prior to even becoming a city councilman. It took 10 years to finally get recycled water, and the city stands to get reimbursement fees of about $9,000 to $10,000 every year, and that depends on how much more water we'll save. What we did, when I say we, I can thank West Basin Water as well as Don Deere. We coordinated with the Roosevelt Cemetery as well as Gardena High School, and we shared the cost, which brought the cost down really, really low to the city, and I'm just really glad that it came to fruition. Now, the Roosevelt Cemetery has recycled water, which is great. Don't have all that drinking water we'll have for ourselves, as well as Gardena High School, who has 3 fields. And now the city of Gardena will have it. So I'm really, really happy about this. In fact, when I started, I had hair. So now it's coming to fruition, and I'm just really happy about that. And I'd like to make a motion that we pass this.
Hold on just one second.
I'm
Are
sorry.
there any other questions or comments? Councilmember Kaskanian.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. City Manager, it's going to cost us approximately $60,000 or less.
That's correct. That is for the backflow devices and the additional metering that we have to put on site to separate the potable from the recycled water. Those are our costs, which will be partially defrayed by the incentive that was mentioned by Councilmember Medina and by the reduced water costs. Currently we're being charged at a rate that's approximately $1.75 per CCF more for the potable water compared to the recycled water.
So we're going to save $1.75 per CCF.
That is correct. So it is a long return, but it's a forever return.
I see. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments? Well, at this time, if you'd like to make a motion.
Yes, I would probably like to make a motion that we pass 8D1.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Second. Okay. Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Medina and seconded by Councilmember Kaskanian. Will you call the roll?
Councilmember Medina.
Yes.
Councilmember Kaskanian.
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Tanaka.
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. Item number 8D2, Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, this is the approval of a contract with Signature Events and Catering for Carnival at Mas Fukai Park, April 14, 15, and 16. Staff's recommending approval. The Carnival contract with Signature Events and Caterings for the Spring Carnival at Mas Fukai Park. The City of Gardena Recreation Division and the Gardena Sports Advisory Board have sponsored a Spring Carnival at Mas Fukai since 1987. The carnival serves as an annual fundraiser for the Sports Advisory Board, and money raised is used to provide the City of Gardena sports and recreation programs with funding for directed needs and other donations to the department as funds will allow. So presented for approval is a contract with Signature Catering for the Carnival at Mas Fukai this coming weekend.
Okay, does any member of the council have any questions or comments? Councilmember Henderson.
More like a question. I definitely appreciate the actual history of this event, but just curious in regards to how do we know how much we've raised? What's the budget for this event?
City receives a percentage of the sale of the tickets from the vendor.
Historically, what have we?
In the 5,000 to 10,000, depending on the turnout.
All right.
Are there any other questions? Mr. City Manager, the next time we get this next year, is it possible to actually get those numbers in our packet? Because I believe last time we might have asked for that as well. And just that way we'll be just a little bit more knowledgeable on that. If there are no other questions, would somebody like to make a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Medina and seconded by Councilmember Kaskanian. Will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Medina.
Yes.
Councilmember Kaskanian.
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Tanaka.
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. Item number 8D3, Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, presented for council approval is a capital expenditure plan for the Recreation Division in the amount of $404,000 to be funded through the proceeds of the prepayment of the ground lease for the cell tower at Vincent Bell Park at 14708 South Halldale Avenue in the city. As you may recall, some months ago, the City Council authorized, in fact, December of 2016, the council authorized me to enter into a negotiation and agreement with Phoenix Tower International to prepay the ground lease for the cell tower at Vincent Bell Park. We were currently getting about $2,100 a month from that contract. The agreed prepayment plan was negotiated to include the payment equivalent of 8 years of monthly rents to a total of $404,000. The city manager met with recreation staff to discuss the most pressing capital expenditure needs at Bell Park as well as the next closest parks, Mas Fukai and Arthur Johnson. Staff recommends that the City Council allocate those funds to be used as was specified when we entered into that agreement for the following projects. Bell Park, replace picnic shelters, bleachers, fencing, netting, asphalt, renovate recreation building, basketball courts, and restrooms. $269,000. Johnson Park, repair the roof, $10,000. Fukai, replace picnic shelter, add concrete, replace bleachers, renovate restrooms. Freeman Park just received approximately $70,000 in upgrades. That was through the Olson project. And there is a $600,000 renovation plan currently occurring at Raleigh Park. Total expenditure plan, $404,000. These are monies that came from the prepayment by Phoenix Tower.
Okay, are there any questions or comments at this time? Councilman Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. City Manager, in regards to the work that's going to be anticipated for the locations, have we contracted with somebody to provide those services, or are we going to go for a competitive bid for that?
Those will be competitively bid where required. This was just to show the council that A, we said we were going to do, these are the allocations of the project. We'll have to come back for those projects that have to be bid.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments? Councilmember Tanaka?
Just a couple. Have we looked into using solar panels on any of these roofs? Was that an option, or was that not in the cost?
We have looked at that in the past. There are we have several photovoltaic cells at the Transportation Center now, and they're looking at more. As far as City Hall, we have looked at it, but our structure is not. Certainly, the new Civic Center will be something that will be looked at very closely.
And thanks for taking care of those bathrooms at the parks.
Councilmember Kaskanian.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. City Manager, once we replace those bleachers or fences, how long? What's the life expense? You know, how long it will last? How often we replace the bleachers or the?
They last. The ones, some of the ones that are out there, the wooden ones, have been out there a long time and far past their useful life. The newer, modern aluminum ones have a long shelf life. I'd say 20, 25 years.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? No? Okay. Well, just one comment I'd like to make. I know it was brought to my attention about the courts over at Raleigh Park, the tennis courts, how bad they are. And I noticed that a renovation plan is going to be occurring for Raleigh Park. So I don't know this time around if we could have gotten the tennis courts in there, but the next go around, if that'd be something that we can definitely consider, the tennis courts at Raleigh Park.
That's currently being looked at now because the courts at Johnson also need to be done. They were done about the same time.
Okay, great, thank you. If there are no other questions or comments, I would like somebody to entertain a motion to approve this item.
I move.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, Madam City Clerk, a motion was made by Councilmember Tanaka and seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Medina. Will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Tanaka?
Yes.
Councilmember Medina?
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson?
Yes.
Councilmember Kaskanian?
Yes.
And Mayor Serta?
Yes. Item number 8E1. Actually, this is item 8E1A and B, both resolutions, if we could hear from both of those at the same time.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, yes, staff is asking the City Council to adopt Resolution Number 6260, which authorized project submittal to the California Department of Transportation, and Resolution Number 6261, authorizing the execution of the certifications and assurances. The Low Carbon Transit Operations Program is one of several programs that are part of the Transit Affordable Housing and Sustainable Communities Program established by the California Legislature in 2014 in Senate Bill 862. The program is designed to provide operating and capital assistance for transit agencies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, improve mobility with priority of service disadvantaged communities. The program is funded by auction proceeds from the California Air Resources Board, Cap and Trade Program for fiscal year 2016-2017. G-Trans is eligible to receive $51,456 under the program. Funding will be allocated to expand bus services on Line 1X between July 1, 2017 and June 30, 2018. To complete the application process and receive the funds, G-Trans is required to submit a resolution authorizing the mayor to act on behalf of the City Council and G-Trans for the purposes of the program. A resolution also required to approve the project and project request under the Low Carbon Transit Operation Program. This is the approval resolutions required to be submitted to approval to allow the city to receive $51,456 to expand bus service on Line 1X.
Okay, are there any questions or comments before he goes to the next item? No? Mr. City Manager?
This would be the adoption of these two resolutions.
Oh, I'm sorry, go both of them together.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to be made to adopt both items, item number 8E1A and B?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. The Madam City Clerk, a motion was made by Councilmember Henderson and seconded by I'm sorry, was it Medina? Mayor Pro Tem Medina, will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Henderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Medina.
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson. I'm sorry, Councilmember Tanaka.
Yes.
Councilmember Cascanian.
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. Item number 8E2, Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, this is a project funding agreement between Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority and City of Gardena for Metro Express Lane Net Toll Revenue Reinvestment Grant Program. Metro Express Lane is a program designed to improve traffic flow and provide enhanced travel options in Los Angeles County through the use of congestion pricing. State law requires the net toll generated from the Metro Express lanes be reinvested in the corridor from which they were derived. Metro accomplishes this through the Net Toll Revenue Reinvestment Grant Program. Program's primary objective is to increase mobility and person throughout via implementation of integrated strategies that enhance transit operation, transportation demand management, transportation systems management, active transportation, and capital investment within the 3-mile radius of the I-10 and the 110 corridors. Under its most recent solicitation, GTRANS was awarded funding for its Intelligent Transportation System project, which consists of an integrated computer automated dispatch and automated vehicle location solution. Includes the capabilities for a future real-time passenger information system and transit signal priority program. GTRAN was awarded $1,375,000 in funding towards the project. In order to access these funds, GTRAN is required to enter into this agreement. The GTRANS was awarded the amount of $1,375,000. It also requires a local match of $800,000. There is no impact to the city's general fund. Staff is recommending the council authorize execution of the funding agreement between Metro and the city of Gardena.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions or comments at this time? Councilmember Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Quick question, Mr. City Manager, regards to the portion of the matching fund, although it's not impacting our general fund, where's the match coming from the Gardena port?
Come from other grant monies of GTRANS.
Thank you.
Okay, Councilmember Tanaka.
Just a comment. Under that progress report that we got last time on how we administer our grants and things, that we weren't doing it very timely. I just want to make sure that whoever's on top of this stays on top of it.
Actually, I had a meeting this morning with the transportation director and his staff to talk about some upcoming projects and timeliness of expending grant funds, and that's part of why we're pushing this project forward.
Okay, any other questions? If not, can I get someone to entertain a motion at this time?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Medina and seconded by Councilmember Cascanian. Will you call the roll?
Councilmember Medina.
Yes.
Councilmember Cascanian.
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Tanaka.
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. Item number 8E3, Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, this is the approval of an agreement with Eager Tech Systems for on-street bus signal priority system consulting support services. As was mentioned in the last agenda item, part of that integrated program is to provide for on-street bus signal priority system. In 2009, the City of Gardena's GTRANS was awarded funding from Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Call for Projects, a competitive process that distributes discretionary capital transportation funds. GTRANS's bus signal priority system funding to stabilize the Line 2 loop is a project that would upgrade intersections with signal priority firmware and software to improve bus running times and on-time performance. The technology would also integrate with the other upcoming GTRANS Intelligent Transportation System projects, including computer automated dispatching, automated vehicle location, and real-time passenger information. In order to prepare for the procurement solicitation and deployment of the on-street system, GTRANS requires the assistance of ITS Technical Consulting Service from Eager Tech Systems. Eager is considered an expert in the field of ITS projects and which is the Intelligent Transportation System Program. They have provided such services to assist in the design and implementation for LA Metro, utilizing countywide signal priority system, a multi-jurisdictional approach based on the use of smart bus systems. The firm's experience also includes work on projects with Seattle Department of Transportation, Lane County Transit District in Eugene, Oregon, and CTRAN in Vancouver. Their assistance includes a determination of the required upgrades in coordination with multiple jurisdictions, high-level design of the system, and deployment of the specification milestones for solicitation. It's recommended that the council authorize the execution of the agreement with Eager in the amount of $73,809 for the GTRANS bus signal priority project. The cost of is included in the overall budget of $843,219 for this project, funded through the Metro Call for Projects and local funds available to GTRANS. There's no impact to the city's general fund.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions or comments at this time? Okay, Councilmember Henderson?
Mr. City Manager, in regards to them agreeing to a contract not to exceed $73,000, have we made any contingency just in case there's some change orders if they run across some anticipated technical issue, physical?
Within the contract, there are provisions to allow for that.
Nothing greater than like 10%?
No, nothing less.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions at this time? Mayor Pro Tem Medina.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Does this include any warranties on the electrical as far as, or do these just have a shelf life and then you have to buy some new ones?
This is the design. This is not the hardware portion. This is
Okay.
just that software in coordination with the other jurisdictions.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, can I get someone to entertain a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
Second.
I'm sorry, who made the motion? Okay. Madam City Clerk, a motion was made by Councilmember Tanaka and seconded by Councilmember Henderson. Will you call the roll?
Councilmember Tanaka,
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Councilmember Cascanian,
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. Item number 9A1 is a verbal report for Councilmember Medina, Mayor Pro Tem Medina. But can I ask if you can give that report during your remarks at that time? So next up is council directors. Are there any directors at this time? If not, then we will move ahead to council remarks. And Mayor Pro Tem Medina, you're up first.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. For some of you who are not aware of the City of Gardena is involved in a litigation against the state of California regarding a stormwater situation that would cost the county of LA approximately $20 billion, and that's with a B. And we've been fighting the fight for the past 6 or 7 months. We're very blessed that the Ninth Appellate Court overturned some decisions in our favor and against the state of California. The Supreme Court stepped in as well, and things are looking good as far as our lawsuit is concerned. But now we have another situation that I had to go up to Sacramento and deal with a Senate hearing regarding the Hertzberg Senate Bill 231. And Bob Hertzberg is trying to pass a Senate bill that was passed, by the way, 4-2, with regards to having a three-way parcel tax. And what this tax will do is it will bring in money for those people who use some of that EWIMP money. But the problem is that the people don't have a vote with regards to whether this bill should pass or not pass. It's going to be left to the Senate only and the Assembly in California. So we're opposed to that because it not only will it impact the owners of the parcels, but it'll also impact some of the tenants if you're an apartment dweller as opposed to an apartment owner. They're asking that the people who can vote on it are going to be landowners. Like if you own a bunch of apartments, your vote will be the only vote that will count with regards to SB 231. And what isn't fair is if you own apartments that have like 300 apartment dwellers, they have no vote, but yet it's going to cost them money. So it's a three-way sales tax that will, a parcel tax, I'm sorry, that will impact the city of Gardena aside from the other cities in the LA County. What's ironic is there's a city called Cerritos that's right at the border of Orange County and LA, and they have a stormwater, like we have the Dominguez Channel, they have a stormwater channel as well that's shared by La Palma. The irony behind that is that Cerritos pays $158 million a year and La Palma pays nothing. And the reason La Palma pays nothing is because Orange County said, we don't want to do this. We do not want to participate in these EWIMPs, which are enhanced water management programs, of which the Hertzberg bill will sponsor and finance. So the problem there is that these projects that are coming up are not mandated, number one. Number two, they're unfunded. And number three, if the Water Quality Board gets rid of the enhanced water management programs, then there's no money to raise. So how can you ask for money for something that doesn't exist? If that doesn't complicate things, it gets worse, because now they want to pass this bill without the vote of the whole people of Southern California, just the parcel owners only. So I'm here to ask all of you, for those of you who can, for those of you watching on TV as well, contact Al Marasucci, contact Ottenberg, contact Maxine Waters, contact your senators, Mr. Bradford as well. Let them know that this parcel tax, SB 231, is not legal and it's not fair to the rest of the people who don't have a say-so with regards to the tax. Only the parcel owners will have a say-so whether or not this passes or not. Just remember, SB 231. Please get a hold of all those who represent you and have them do their due diligence so this bill does not pass. There are some cities that have already passed it because their budgets are upside down and they're trying to get as much money as they can. We in the city of Gardena, on the other hand, are very, very in the black, and we're financially stable. So we don't need to pay more taxes. If this bill passes, it'll cost Gardena $10 million a year, which we cannot afford to spend. It'll take away from our police department, our senior citizens, our youth, all the things that make Gardena the city it is. So please notify your city, your assembly people, your senators, and your congressional people not to pass SB 231. And since the last time we met, I also attended a conference in San Diego for the vector control, which is the Zika. For those of you who heard of the Zika mosquito, it was discovered in 1947, and it was discovered on humans in 1952. And now it's moving up north from Brazil, Peru, Mexico. It's hitting San Diego. It's really taking over in Puerto Rico. There's been 19 deaths so far. There's been 2 deaths in Florida, and there's 1 person hospitalized in San Diego. So please, if you see any standing water, please empty it out, because that's where all the mosquitoes breed, and we don't need that in Gardena. Also, with regards to Charlotte Lynch's comments earlier, there is a group of people that are getting together for coyotes, along with the city of Torrance and the city of Culver City, and we're trying to establish some kind of a coalition so we can. Ironically enough, you cannot kill coyotes. It's against the law to harbor them. It's against the law to catch them. But if they're in your backyard, you can't touch them by law. They're exempt from that. So if you see any coyotes, please call our chief of police. He's on this task force with the city of Torrance and the city of Culver City to help eliminate the problem with regards to coyotes. Since the last meeting, I went and delivered 9 birthday cakes to all the senior citizen convalescent homes. 4 in Carson and 5 in Gardena. And I'm very blessed that I can keep doing that for the next couple of years. So with regards to future things coming up, on April 23rd, which is a Sunday, we will have the crowning of Miss Cinco de Mayo, which might be two. Now that it's open for boys, we might have Mr. and Mrs. Cinco de Mayo, or Mr. and Miss Cinco de Mayo. And on the 29th of this month, we will have our Cinco de Mayo parade, along with our festivities that go on from 12 to 4 at Mouse High Park. And Madam Mayor, that ends my report.
Okay, thank you. Next up is Councilmember Kaskanian.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Since our last meeting, I did attend South Bay Association of Realtors elected official reception at the Depot Restaurant. And there was a lot of great food and a lot of realtors or agents. And our own city clerk, Mina Sumanza, she was the chair. And she introduced us to several officials as well. Al Muratsusi was there, City of Torrance Mayor was there, some other council members too as well. And I did attend the Holly Park Homeowner Association meeting on April 6th. And there was a lot of questions raised regarding FAA regulations, why the planes were flying eastbound over city of Gardena. I did address that issue since I'm little involved with the planes and the LAX. So, and there was 2 vendors present. All my burger vendors, they presented their menu and they talked to us a little bit regarding their food. And the Fitness 19 representative was there too as well, talking about age doesn't matter, you have to be healthy. So, and I did attend as well City of Gardena Spring Craft Sales this past Saturday at the Nakaoka Center, and it was a great event. I met a lot of vendors, a lot of people. Kids were dancing, some soccer players, they were taking some pictures. It was a great event, selling some good stuff as far as arts and crafts, paintings, so forth. So, and lastly, I would like to thank Miss Gloria Gray from West Basin representative for the certificate that she presented to me. I thank you very much, and that will end my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Next up is Councilmember Tanaka.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Since our last meeting, I attended the South Bay Realtors meet and greet. Thank you, Mina. That was a great event. It was a lot of fun. And I was blessed to attend the 90th birthday of Arnold Ramirez, who is a longtime resident and faithful elk and all that other stuff in the city. It was a great day for him. I attended the Police Foundation scholarships and saw 3 really wonderfully bright young people that are going to be somebody sometime. There's going to be a writer, a lawyer. It was just fantastic to hear their bios. Holly Park, went to theirs. That was a great meeting. They're trying to raise money for scholarships, so if anybody wants to donate, send some money down there so they can raise some money for scholarship for their kids out there. It's a good deal. I went to the South Bay City's Council of Governments. I went to their traffic transportation meeting and their steering committee meeting on Monday, and that was quite an experience. I'll just leave it at that. And as far as Mr. Brown, I believe it was, and the racing cars down 147, I would like to have staff look into that. I've had other complaints about speeders in that area. I have a couple of residents that live actually on the Van Ness side that say between 147 and Marine, it's like a raceway. So if we could maybe actually have somebody look into that, I appreciate it, because I know he has concerns about he and his wife and everybody else. And that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Next is Councilmember Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Since our last meeting, I was able to definitely attend our Holly Park Homeowners Association meeting. It was a very informative meeting, and getting the feedback from our community. As a newly constituted council, we should start probably looking into developing some sort of parking solutions for our community. That issue is becoming a hot topic issue again in regards to the homeowners as well as folks that are living in our multi-tenant facilities here within the city. So we need to develop some sort of strategy so it's less contentious between the homeowners and the apartment dwellers. I've been able to speak to folks on both sides of the issue, and it's something that I think we probably need to start trying to work on a solution. I want to also inform the community that beginning in a month or so, we'll start doing open city halls again to make sure that your voice is always heard, so you don't have to wait every second and fourth Tuesday of every month, so you can actually have access to your council. I want to thank the community members that sent all the cards and gifts, or not gifts, but cards and condolences for the passing of my stepmother this past week. We did lay her to rest, and she's on to glory now. So thank you, Madam Mayor. So ends my report.
Okay, thank you. And for myself, since the last city council meeting, I attended a couple of events. The first one being the City of Hawthorne State of the City address that was hosted by their mayor, Alex Vargas. And I too also attended the South Bay elected officials reception that was hosted by the South Bay Association of Realtors with my two new colleagues. And it was nice to see them be able to get a chance to meet some of the other elected officials in the neighboring cities. Some of them, too, who were newly elected, as well as some who've been around for a while. And something I'd just like to bring to, well, I don't want to say bring to the attention of the council, but this is actually going to be a directive to the city manager here. And this is in regards to our sign ordinance as it relates to real estate agents. Currently, right now, no one can put signs out, whether it's for a garage sale or just people advertising, I guess, whoever painted their house or something to that sort. But when it relates to a real estate agent who is trying to sell a house in our neighborhood here, that's something that's only going to be a benefit to the city of Gardena getting a house sold. So I feel that they should be able to have their signs exempt from being part of that ordinance where you're not allowed to put signs out, because I see that as being a service here for the community here. So I wonder if that's something that can be looked at again and possibly come back to us in the future here. Also, I had the opportunity, I didn't get a chance to attend the entire function for the Gardena Police Foundation Scholarship Luncheon, but I did get the opportunity to meet the three individuals who received these scholarships, and they have very impressive resumes on what they've done so far in school, and I know that these are going to be some very outstanding students moving forward here in the city of Gardena. So I commend the three students who won these awards here from our police foundation, and I'd just like to commend those who are in charge of that for doing such a great job in making sure that we have scholarships for our young individuals who are trying to move on to college. And also, I too attended the Gardena Holly Park homeowners meeting as well, and I was glad to see so many of my council members there. In fact, it was almost enough of us to have a council meeting, so that was really nice. And so that ends my report in regards to that. And as far as announcements coming up, it was mentioned during oral communications, but we have Breakfast with the Easter Bunny. That is this coming Saturday, April 15th at the Nakoka Community Center, and that will be from 8 a.m. to 10:45. And I believe there's a fee, ticket fees of $5 for pre-sale and $8 on the day of the event. Also, there's a spring carnival that's here in Gardena. That's Friday, April 14th, Saturday, April 15th, Sunday, April 16th, and that is at Fukai Park. And I believe there are fees that apply for the rides, games, and for food. And in regards to tonight's remembrances, tonight we're going to be adjourning our meeting. First off, we're adjourning in memory of Mr. John Robert Nelson, who was the beloved father of senior clerk typist Kathy Nelson of the City of Gardena Recreation's Human Services, Parks, and Facilities Department. We're also going to be adjourning tonight in memory of Mr. Bruce Traylor, former Gardena police captain who retired in January 1982 after 24 and a half years of service with the City of Gardena. And it was something to note that Captain Taylor was the 54th police officer hired to serve with the Gardena Police Department. Also, tonight we're going to be adjourning in memory of Mr. Gerald Hudgens, a former Gardena police officer who retired in July of 1998 after 28 years of service with the City of Gardena Police Department. So our next meeting, the Gardena City Council meeting, will be adjourned to a special City Council meeting workshop at 6:30 on Tuesday, April 25th, and that will be followed by a regular City Council meeting at 7:30. So we stand adjourned. Thank you.